Hey guys, it's ViewMasters Reactions, and we're back with some more origin scenes from The Legend of Vox Machina. This one by Arsqueef. This one is about 8 minutes long, and it's called Pike Goes Nuclear. Obviously, it's the scene at the end of episode 9 when Pike jumps in. I have to assume, because what else would that mean? We haven't had Pike in 3 episodes, and then all of a sudden this drops. I was saying in other videos how all weekend I'm waiting for comparison videos, origin scene videos to drop, and only one did all weekend. It is now Monday night, and all of a sudden everyone's dropping them. I guess it took a while for people to find the content or to make the videos. Maybe people just took a longer weekend because of Super Bowl or something. Either way, there is tons of videos now that I could catch up on. I got a couple more I'm going to do tomorrow. I already did 3 today. I did a whole comparison video with every scene dealing with Stonefell. And I also did a thing dealing with Master Yenin, another one with Archie, all of them of which were changed in ways, either gender swapped or race swapped or age swapped, maybe a combination of the two. But we're going to jump into this. Like I said, it's about 8 minutes long. We'll talk after. I'm very curious to see this now because I have seen both ends of the spectrum. I've seen ones that are very closely related to those episodes, scenes that we've seen, and I've seen some that are totally different. And we've also seen scenes from both that are totally excluded from one or the other. So last one was crazy how Percy found out his sister was alive. We saw the reaction of Talzin. We saw how the cast, the whole crew of Critical Role, didn't know that Stonefell was on his gun. How Percy didn't know he had to not even scratch it off. It just disappears. He didn't even know that. He was scratching it off, trying to file it off and scrape it. And now there's scrape marks on his gun. I mean, all that is so cool how it's things you just assume watching the animated show, but in the campaign, it's done totally different, and they just had to kind of wrap it all up in the show because they just are limited on time. So original video will be in the description. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited reactions, all the shows on the channel, seasons ahead of what you're seeing, and hundreds of exclusives you'll only see on Patreon. The link's at the end. If not, here we go. These are the origin scenes from The Legend of Vox Machina.
I guess first I could say tonight we have a special guest
Skyping
in from New York. As she finished early.
It's got to be Ashley Johnson. Pike. I was gonna say, who could that be? Pike. Oh, so they.
Pike right now. It's kind of fun.
Someone in the comments told me how they would bring Pike in, Ashley Johnson, for things like this.
Are you sure?
We don't want to play Angry Birds.
I turned back towards the villagers.
I think we do.
I love that she's on a computer. That's great.
Fire! Bring fire!
You see, Keeper says, "Fire won't help, but I can.
Oh.
And so can she."
Ooh.
As he looks over his shoulder, you can see the villagers are parting, and there is running behind them this form of a small humanoid.
It would have been great if they didn't know Ashley Johnson was here.
The actual form is comprised of glowing radiant energy, like an actual avatar of Sarenrae in the form of a tiny gnome cleric who's charging through the rain. Each drop of rain that hits her body just immediately evaporates on impact, and she comes charging towards you guys.
I'm reaching down to help her up on the top of the wall.
As you guys see,
To help her out. I don't think she needs help.
She's short.
all right. As you guys reach Shining, she runs up. Keeper Yenin reaches up and grabs on the arm as well. As she gets up, and the two of them together lift up on top. And as you grab her arm, it's strange. It's warm to the touch, warmer than an actual arm, and it doesn't have full physical essence to it. It's almost like she's partially an apparition of her physical self. There is
because she's an astral projection.
It doesn't feel fully solid.
She's lost weight.
She's lost weight.
She looks so thin.
Is she an astral projection here, or is it something else?
And almost like a gentle feather of herself, she lands on her toes on the top of the wall.
She was light already.
I know.
Pike?
Even in full armor.
Hi! Pike, did we die?
No, you're still alive.
How did you get here? What are you doing here? How did you get here?
Oh gosh, it's a long story. I don't know if we can talk about it right now.
I love the connection they're getting. They're getting a nice flow.
I know.
Yes.
Lots of skeletons.
Yeah. You look down before you, and there is a horde of skeletons that are right now about to crush the wall. You see 2 right now that are lashing out. One reaches for your leg. Scanlan leaps up, and you land next to Pike.
Hi, baby. It's been so long. Man, you look good. Oh, man. I'm so distracted by your beauty. Hey, let's...
Because he has a
smash
thing for
together, shall
Pike.
we?
Come on, let's go.
That's
And with
great.
that, both Scanlan and Pike, what do you guys want to do?
Ladies first.
Am I allowed to jump out? jump off of the wall?
Oh,
You can, yeah.
into the group?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, I can. Okay. I kind of want to try. I kind of want to see what happens if I try to cast Turn Undead.
Turn or destroy undead. You have access to both, technically.
Destroy undead must be what she
Give me an
did.
athletics check to see how far you can jump.
See, people in the comments of episode 9
Stance,
were talking about how against
in this-
undead, she's
semi-radiant form.
ridiculous.
You're back and leap into the air, and for a split second, you see with a flash of light, almost like these momentary feather angel wings, just burst out of the shoulder of Pike. That flap once and then disperse.
I'm
into,
picturing like a Kid
sparkling
Icarus
feathers
look.
that vanish under the rain as Pike leaps out, landing 35 feet in the center of this, on top of a skeleton. You slide down its body as its shield pushes you off to the ground, and you land on your feet. And as far as you can tell from your eye line, all you see are chattering skulls and blades around you for all visual perspectives, and a little bit of the skyline above you, a little bit of the clouded night sky. So, Pike, are you going to use your action to destroy undead?
So, Pike, do you want to drop a bomb?
Okay. So, as you see all the skeletons begin to reach for you, and their blades
I'm like
come pulling
shaking
down
because I want to
towards
know
your
how
armor,
it goes down like this.
curl into a ball, clutch your holy symbol of Saren Ray, and through the connection that has allowed you to be here in this moment, you feel this welling up radiant energy just burst out from you in this shock wave of glowing radiant force, just blast outward. For that entire blast wave radius, which would be the entirety of this road leading back for about 60 feet, you end up turning to ash roughly 36 of these skeletons.
And that's what happened. That was a great scene. Epic scene.
Just the rain itself is disintegrated by the sudden wave of heat, and there's just a cloud of ash that turns to mud immediately against the rain and slams against.
That makes a hell of a lot more sense. That people were like, well, it was
Pieces of
undead.
metal armor just go slamming to the ground, rolling, and piles of currently unused weapons.
Our jaws are just.
Yeah. By the way, can I just say, that's my girlfriend.
Okay. So I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go up to the giant where the open wound is.
Yep.
That guy just broke it open. I'm gonna use my mace. And I'm gonna start ripping where that wound is.
Matt, while she's rolling,
Okay.
can you just describe her hair at this moment? Is it ripping around? Is it in her face? Is it covering her eyes in sort of a sexy, sweaty way?
Listen to Sam.
He's ignoring
He's
me.
ignoring you. Yeah.
So as you rush up on the side of it, your sprinter's boots carrying you, this blur of divine gnomish energy. You see through her somewhat shimmering radiant
Here he
form,
goes.
the hair itself
He
glistens
plays
against
along.
the rain. It almost doesn't even touch. Somehow immaculate in the middle of combat. You find it slow motion in your head, and for that brief moment, you remember how much it hurt to see her go and how happy you are to have her here. However, you, in the middle of your battle trance, Pike, rush up, shield ahead. You take the mace, and seeing the open wound, slam the mace in there once. Wham! As you hit, the actual undead flesh burns away from the impact, leaving this kind of ashy swath of missing flesh in its body. A creature gives out this weird gurgly bellow as its missing jaw goes. Using that moment as it rears back, how do you want to do this?
Oh, there it goes. Well,
She's gone. She ran away. She took her headphones off and did a lap.
I mean, she just killed 36 people in one hit.
Magical
She's
power
shocked
of
that
this-
she's
the magical power of
destroying
this is essentially
giants.
destroying the creature. So describe this however you want to in your radiant cleric form.
Okay. I want him to sort of just explode with a radiant glow.
Okay. So you, as he reaches back, you kind of see this foothold on its knee as it's kind of trying to keep itself aloft. You leap up using your sprinter's boots onto one of its knees, jump in the air, dropping your shield in two hands on your mace. You leap in the air, slam it downward as the mace impacts on the front of its chest. There's this brief moment of pause as it cracks into its flesh. Its head
I love
looks
the
down at you,
pieces,
and there's
too.
A burst of divine energy as this entire torso just rips open. What would be organs within inside exposed, however, are all also turned to ash as the whole body just dissipates and disintegrates.
It's great for
falling into
cleanup,
a puddle
too.
of, liquid,
You don't have to do
messy,
nothing. It just gets
muddy
rid of
ash
itself.
And bits and pieces of remaining giant there as Pike lands on the ground, 3-point landing, mace in one hand, walks over, picks up her shield again, and kind of looks over her shoulder at Grog and Scanlan.
Can I faint?
Yeah.
That's great.
Holy shit!
Awesome stuff, guys. So it is a little different. They used the giant as a way for her to shoot out of the sky and just blow a hole in the ground and destroy everything. I don't know if it actually was 36 skeletons. It'd be interesting if you go back and count, because it looks like you could count how many there are, and the giant is right in the middle. So in the actual campaign, she came running in. Am I wrong? It sounds like Matt said she came running in as opposed to flying in on lightning, it looked like, but she was an astral projection. It sounds like she was in the campaign too. They didn't confirm that, but he did say when Vax touched her that she didn't feel like her normal self, and they joked like, oh, she lost weight, but I didn't hear them actually confirm she was an astral projection. And in the campaign, she was beating it with the mace, as opposed to in this, she threw it like a swinging hammer and killed it immediately in this, and it just went immediate to ash. So also, Scanlan didn't faint in this. He got healed by her because he had the zombie bite wound. I'm assuming that didn't happen in the campaign either. I'm assuming Scanlan didn't get bit in campaign like he did in the show. It's also interesting, somebody in the comments explained to me that Ashley Johnson did start the original campaign. Once I thought about it, I'm like, oh yeah, obviously Ashley Johnson was there since the beginning because we saw her in the original one back in like 2012 or whatever when they originally started this. But then when they started actually doing the Critical Role campaign live stream, she was doing Blind Spot, and then people told me she would come back for special events like this and come back in epic fashion. She's a cleric, so people said they are tremendously powerful as healers against undead, things like that. I was saying in the episode 9 how, oh my god, Jesus Christ, she could do that whenever she wants, and people in the comments were saying, no, it had more to do with the fact that they were undead, more so than that she could just do that whenever she wants to, like, anything or anybody. But I mean, still, it's extremely powerful. She still has massive healing abilities and stuff like that. I just think it's hilarious how Sam is the entertainment, basically, of all this. He looks for angles to make it funny and enjoyable and stuff like that. I mean, some of the time he's aggressive and looking to battle and stuff. When we were fighting Stonefell, he obviously took it more seriously because we're fighting a big boss. But I mean, this was a giant war, and I guess at that point he realized Pike's got this under control. She just shattered 36 skeletons, took out a giant. I could faint and make this funny because Pike's got this. It's pretty much like when Sam realizes everyone's good, he's the entertainment, he's the comic relief, and I enjoy that because he's great at it. I feel like Liam was most shocked during all this, even though everyone was shocked, like with Pike's abilities and stuff, but I feel like in the episode, because they have less time to do things and they had to compress it all, I feel like the impact was greater in the episode because unlike running in, she came flying in. It reminded me of Endgame or Infinity War when Thor came riding in on lightning. I'm pretty sure it was Infinity War. Yeah, it was Infinity War when he comes raging in with Rocket Raccoon and he blasts a hole into the ground and shatters like all those creatures running at him that look like freaking Venoms or whatever. Every time I see it, that's what it reminds me of. Thor dropping in and dropping a bomb basically on everything. Either way, great video. I love it. I'm going to jump into more. You guys want to see the original video by Arsqueef? It's in the description below. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited reactions, all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, and hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link's in front. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.